Get to the meat and the heart of the morning. Patty Peterson is a name that any of you that have been in the Twin Cities for any length of time have heard. She is a member of a great musical family. In fact, we are very lucky and blessed to have her sister Linda Peterson, who will be our musical guest today. So you're going to get some wisdom and some great music. Patty is a voiceover artist. She is a singer. She is a radio talk show. In fact, if you're in your car or somewhere this afternoon, she has a show on 88.5 Jazz from 4 to 6 today. So check that out. But with us this morning, she's going to be doing a little singing and a little speaking. Please help me join Patty Peterson.
I didn't check the mic. Am I on? Hey, is this thing on? Hi, everybody. Happy Father's Day. Yeah, who's a father here? Yes. Who is the mother who's still a father in the family? Yes. Our mom was that for many, many years. Well, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today on this gorgeous day, and of course, on Father's Day. And I was talking via email to Teresa Rose here, our spiritual director, and I asked, what is the topic for June? And she said, the unknown. And I said, becoming a father and the unknown. That kind of works, doesn't it? Wow. Excuse me, I have morning throat here. So I thought, we're going to dance a little bit around the unknown, but I would love to honor fathers and the energy of fatherhood and strength and passion, which is in the Chinese five-element theory, the season of summer as well. So last time I was here, we spoke about spring and springing forward, and then manifesting what it is we've been desiring throughout the winter, the hibernation point, the springing forward, and now in the summer, the manifestation of full joy, passion, childlike energy. And sometimes the contrast of that, because it's always yin and yang, is contrast. It's angst, it's different things, but it gives you this really warm, passionate place to figure things out. So if you're in a place of unknown, then, perhaps you'll leave today with a couple of tools that'll guide you on your way. I think about my own father today. My own father was one who was raised in a family of 3 boys. His parents were from about 3 hours west of here. I believe my grandfather on my father's side, his family came over on the ship. My sister can correct me here. And I think his mom might have died on the ship coming over here, something like that. And so they set up shop out in the area that is just south of Wilmer. It's called Minneota, Marshall area. And Ole is his first name, Peterson. And he married my grandmother, Betsy Emma Linda Willman. And, pardon me? Lena. Oh, there was a Lena in my grandmother's family. Was there? Yeah, no, there was, but he didn't choose her for some reason. Maybe he already knew the joke was going to happen. I don't know. You never know, right? And so Dad came into this family. He was the youngest of 3 boys, and he was very doting on his mother and took care of her. And Dad remained a Lutheran, where my mother was Catholic, and so we 5 kids were raised in the Catholic Church. And Dad would really he always embraced that role as a son for his mom. And as it turns out that his dad died in his 50s, and his 2 brothers also died in their 40s. So really it was his mom and her. Dad also had 6 children at one point. And so when I think about the legacy that he gave to us, I think a lot of you who know my family know what that is. And that is the gift of music. The idea of the presence of music within the household at all times. That's something that he instilled. And as a matter of fact, sometimes when Linda and I will do interviews about the family, she says, what we used to go ask our friends, well, what does your dad play? And we just thought everybody grew up doing music. And wouldn't that be a lovely way to live, really, when you think about it? Everybody coming from that place of, music just fills the soul. And yeah, what does your dad play? What? you know, instead of what kind of a job does your dad have. So Dad was also the kind of guy who was loving and fun. He was home a lot. He also ruled with too strong of an arm. And so he was definitely that father figure that if you didn't do what you were supposed to, you really heard about it. But what that gave, I think, to all of us is the idea of, you know, discipline, the do's and the don'ts, and things that we as kids, as we all say, well, I'm not going to do it that way. Well, you know, I think it really curved who we were as parents, and perhaps maybe I'm a really lenient mother, I don't know, but I sure know I have a great time with my kids. Anyway, he has been gone from us since 1969. He was a very young man when he got cancer at 46 years old and died at 48, leaving my mom to raise 5 kids, not 6, because one had already passed away. And that was quite a chore. So my mother also wears that hat of father and mother. She was out in the workforce, and she went to different parts of the world for different corporations as a piano player and singer. And so Linda was a new mom, and Billy was just out of the house because he was just out of high school. And there I was with my 2 little brothers, and I was in middle teenage years. So Dad left this essence of music, which we all delved into. Never was asked to get into it, asked if we'd like to perform, but it was the glue that kept us together and still does. As a matter of fact, with everything that we've gone through in our lives, I would say that because of the music and the communication that we have from that level, when we're performing together, I always say this, it's our happy place. I'd say we're kind of crazy about each other. We have to be together. We love each other so much. So, Dad, thank you for that. Thank you for my siblings. Thank you for